They'll just come and be like, you're so skinny. You should drink cooking oil. Guys, when I was a kid, I took that seriously and I started drinking cooking oil.
Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Natasha, your host, and today we're going to talk about body shaming. My personal story of body shaming. The title might be different from what I'm saying in the intro, but I'll figure it out. Anyways, what is body shaming? So body shaming is when people make negative comments about other people's appearance, body size, and whatnot. This can look like somebody calling you too fat, or you're too skinny, or you're too dark, or you have blonde hair, and all the negative stereotypes attached to being a blondie. You're dumb. I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is, but who am I? Body shaming has a lot of sources, and I have a lot of experience with body shaming. The first one is ethnicity. Certain ethnic groups have an ideal body type, have an ideal skin tone that they would want everybody in that ethnicity to have. Now, if you don't fit those standards, they tend to bully you for being different. Like here in Malawi, or at least my surrounding, I realize that they are either slim thick or just fat, and they call it thick. Each their own. So me being skinny was a problem because they're like, oh, you're so skinny, you should eat more, and yada yada. And I'm like, okay, Keisha, I will. Another source of body shaming is social media. Social media has its own ideal body type that they would want to give their attention to, and if you don't fit those standards of what people are preferring to spend their time on, they will bully you for being that. Say you're fat. I heard saying fat is a very sensitive word. Say you are a plus size and you are on social media, chances are they're going to bully you. People are gonna have so much to say. You're too big, you're too what. Now when you're skinny, they're gonna be like, oh, you're too skinny, you should eat more, and all of that. Everybody always has something to say. Another thing could be at the hospital. I remember when I was in Form 1, then I had an issue with tonsillitis. I usually had tonsillitis every once in a while, so I had to go to the hospital frequently. So this time I went to the hospital to get treated, and this guy literally overlooked the diagnosis that I had tonsillitis and went straight to saying, you should get tested because I'm skinny. Do you know how triggered I was? That day I called my mother and asked her, Mom, what is my status? Because that guy triggered me. He looked at my body, and instead of giving a proper diagnosis, he just went in to say, you must be sick. I was offended. Doctors tend to overlook diagnosis by looking at a person's body weight, and this hinders a lot of progress. You could be sick. You could have an actual issue. Now, because your doctor is body shaming you, he is going to say otherwise and not be able to treat whatever you have gone there for. Another thing could be in relationships. I also have an experience in relationships where I was body shamed by close relatives. They'll just come and be like, you're so skinny, you should drink cooking oil. Guys, when I was a kid, I took that seriously and I started drinking cooking oil. Guys, mama, merenga nyongo 4 liters. In the name, I want to be fat. I want to add more weight because my relative said I was too skinny and I needed to consume oil. Do you know how bad that was on my mental health as a kid? It was really bad because it wasn't working. I wasn't gaining the weight. It didn't make sense, unfortunately. And then I figured it out that, oh wait, it doesn't work like that. Just have to give it time and have to have a consistent eating schedule. That's something I'm still struggling with, but we'll get there. I'm healthy. Body shaming can have a lot of effects on your mental health. One, you can lead to depression, or you start questioning, why am I still like this? Why am I not gaining weight? You start questioning yourself. You're constantly sad because you're not gaining weight, or you're not losing weight, or you're too dark. It starts affecting your self-perception as well. You tend to have a low self-esteem, and it's also anxiety as well, because now you can't go out in public and be the best version of yourself because people are constantly trying to crush you. I remember when I was in secondary school, every time I'd wear something, not every time, but constantly, I would constantly get comments on how I look after dressing up. People would literally say, this outfit would look better on you if you had more weight, or this and that and that and that and that and that. And that made me really, that really decreased my self-esteem. It was that bad. I remember my first school, I even had to change because the bullying, the body shaming was too much. I couldn't take it. I left the school. That's how bad it got, unfortunately. And actually, body shaming can even make you have eating disorders. You end up either people are bullying you for being fat. You'd end up having eating disorders like what? Bulimia? Is it bulimia? Bulimia? Some eating disorder where you eat so much, you binge eat, and then you puke out everything. Or you compensate for the food you've eaten with burning the calories so that you don't gain weight because you feel fat. And guys, that's a job. The question is now, how did I overcome all of that growing up, and how did I get where I am today? I just got comfortable in my own skin, because at the end of the day, people are not gonna stop telling you that you're too plus sized, or you're too skinny, or you're too dark. People are not gonna stop. People always have something to say. Even to this day, I still experience people telling me that I am too skinny. In uni, imagine. I'm like, that is so ghetto. To this day, you're still thinking like that. You still want to bring somebody down by looking down on the way that body is. And one thing I do, I really just don't put so much of my attention to it, because what you put your attention to grows. Say somebody is trying to body shame me or is body shaming me, I'm just gonna act oblivious. I'm gonna act oblivious. One, if I don't have the energy to tolerate it. Two, I am going to address it. If I have the energy that day, I'm gonna be like, oh, body shaming. What's your problem? It's something healthy, like healthy confrontation, to tell the person to stop. If you're doing it constantly, you can just tell the person, stop it. I don't feel comfortable with the way you're addressing the situation about my body. I would prefer you to stop for us to continue our relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. If they feel entitled enough to give off their opinion, you are also obliged. You have the right to say how you feel about it, because it's a two-way thing. Of course, it's a two-way thing. So I said, eventually I got comfortable with my own skin, and I guess people stopped attacking me for being skinny. I think people let it go because I wasn't paying attention to it. I just stopped paying attention, and it's like, resist the devil and he shall flee. That type of thing. And disclaimer, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. People continue. If people are body shaming you at the moment and it's taking a mental toll on you, just know you're not alone. You are going to overcome this, but you need to grow tough skin in the meantime. It's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna take a short period of time. It took me time from primary school till uni. People are still saying stuff about me, and at least now in uni, it's not as bad as it was in secondary school. Secondary school for what? Guys, let me show you my journal. Just found out Tanda's on Mandui, and I have a similar journal. Well, a planner, it's in there. I finished it, and I saw it on her IG. I'm like, I see you, girl. I journaled on 16 March 2017. I was praying. I was complaining to God that I don't look like a stick. I don't look like a stick. And I prefer to have a bum. Look at that. And boobs. Hey, guys. I was like, please, God, please make it stop. Put an end to this, please. Guys, this is so sad. I can't actually read everything. But I was like, look at the bright side. At least you give me intelligence. Always look at the bright side. I was one of the smartest kids in my Form 1 class. Guys. Body shaming is should be illegal. Should be illegal. But yeah, that was my journey with body shaming. I eventually found my way out, and now I just embrace who I am for, and I'm proud that I am who I am. And it's a lifelong journey of self-discovery and embracing yourself as a person. Don't put pressure on yourself to get it right as soon as possible. It takes time for everybody, and I hope you figure it out. I hope you find beauty, authenticity. You find beauty in your authenticity. Okay? Thank you for watching my YouTube video. I had fun sharing my perspective on body shaming and my experience with it. I hope to see you in another video next week. I'll probably be at school, maybe. If I'll be at school, you'll see. Ciao.